This is going to be the next big question for all these presidential candidates, how they feel about mandatory vaccines.
It's time to get back in their face. They're trying to bully us into medical tyranny.
I wanted to take issue with you anti-vaxxers, right-wingers, rednecks.
It's about Big Brother, but on the other hand, some things do require some involvement of Big Brother.
What gives you the right to tell me that I should get a shot, that my children should be shot?
I don't think there's anything extraordinary about resorting to freedom.
Hillary Clinton took to Twitter to voice her support for vaccinations. The science is clear. The earth is round, the sky is blue, and vaccines work. Let's protect all our kids.
Meanwhile, the insert says it can make you get measles. Understand that?
We have to break through our kind of private idea that kids belong to their parents or kids belong to their families and recognize that kids belong to whole communities.
But I think the parents should have some input. The state doesn't own your children. Parents own the children, and it is an issue of freedom.
But the 10% can't go to school unless you get vaccinated.
The science of vaccines, which work effectively 100% of the time, and the white race...
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry, you haven't read the CDC memo, have you? It was 99% last week. Now they're telling people it's 97%. So it's not 100% even by their own statistics.
Meanwhile, the outbreak was caused by vaccinated people!
Resistance to tyrants is obedience to God. It's Alex Jones.
Rob Dew with Infowars.com, and I just got finished doing a short segment with Alex Jones on The Alex Jones Show talking about this article that was on Drudge Report, Mumps Spreads on College Campuses. Now, I wanted to do a quick little intro to this as well, because during that short 5-minute segment, we went over a ton of information. So when I replay that segment coming up, I'm actually going to cut in some different video clips and stuff, one of which will be from the district attorney of Bexar County, Nico LaHood. In fact, he did a video testimony talking about how both of his kids were vaccine damaged, so I'll cut that in when we get to that point in the video. But I wanted to start it off with that vaccine intro that you just saw, just to show that we've been talking about vaccines for a long time here on The Alex Jones Show at InfoWars, in case you're a new viewer. But I also want to bring your attention to this. This is a CDC document, and it's called Possible Side Effects from Vaccines, and you can go look this up for yourself, because I'm going to go to the MMR section. Under the severe problems, very rare, it lists deafness, long-term seizures, coma, or lower consciousness, or permanent brain damage. So even on the CDC website, it lists as a side effect of the MMR vaccine, which we'll be talking about here just coming up. So as you can see on the CDC website, it lists permanent brain damage as one of the side effects of the MMR vaccine. So we're not making this stuff up. In fact, you could actually get the insert to the MMR vaccine whenever your pediatrician tries to push them on you. And I encourage you to read that entire insert, get a medical dictionary, use Google to figure out what all these terms mean, because if you don't do this stuff, it's your kids who are going to suffer in the end, because these vaccine programs are not meant for health. When they say safe and effective, run the other direction. Now on to that segment I did with Alex Jones just moments ago.
Rob Dew gets really mad. He's got 4 great kids. He's a good personal friend of my kids. His kids are. We go on vacation together and stuff. And, you know, I love his kids. He loves mine. We do the research. We have the nurses on and doctors on where they come in and say, all right, the bioethics board is ordering us to inject with 3 shots all the preemies. And they go, but we don't have enough resuscitation and enough breathing machines. They'll start dying. And they go, doesn't matter. It's orders of the company. They inject, the convulsions begin, then they start losing them. Some they can keep alive, but they won't have enough breathing machines, so some die. And if the nurse even leaves to go on break, you know, they have to stay by and they die. We've had the whistleblowers on. The general media doesn't care. They love it. This is a giant social engineering program. It's not that we don't believe in the science of inoculation. We know there's a social engineering program admitted in the vaccines worldwide, sterilization, paralyzing people with the polio shots. So Dew's here. You did a great job in a 1-minute report for the news. You got 4 minutes. We got to break it down.
All right. So yeah, this was out on Drudge Report today. And basically what we have are mumps. There's mumps outbreaks going everywhere. The worst is there's about 4,000. And they say it's a triple of what was 2015. So this is huge.
But notice in the article, the headline should be vaccinated getting mumps, exactly. Most vaccinated getting it. No, it's more vaccines are needed.
Right.
So you have to understand, folks, it's vaccinated people that are getting it. It gives it to you.
And in Arkansas, they've had 2,000 cases this year from school-age children all the way to adults.
This is the most vaccinated areas.
Exactly. 90% of these children have been vaccinated.
That's in the article.
Got it.
and up to 30 to 40% of the adults were vaccinated. So what is the health director there? And he says, well, maybe we need a third vaccination. We just need a third one. And MMR is one of the most toxic vaccines you can give.
It's 3 different ones.
Kids. Yeah.
It's the triple jab, #1 connected to the early onset of neurological disorders. In fact, you have the down in San Antonio.
Earlier this year, the DA at San Antonio, Bexar County DA, Nico LaHood, we have a Nico here, he spoke out. Him and his wife, basically, they give their kid the MMR shot.
Both their kids.
Yeah, both their kids, and they both have problems now. And he's speaking out against it. He's sick and tired of it.
I'm Nico LaHood. I'm the criminal district attorney in San Antonio, Texas. I'm here to tell you that vaccines can and do cause autism. Never to question a doctor. I mean, a doctor's a doctor. They're a doctor by any chance. So I didn't have an opinion on vaccines either.
So it was Maya, who's now 7, soon to be 8. You know, so we did, again, what we're told. We had her at the hospital. We did the vaccines at the hospital. And she seemed like a very healthy baby. Came 3 months around there, and she started kind of having skin reactions. They first said it was severe eczema.
They thought it was an autoimmune disease. I mean, they were hives. No one knew what it was.
But it was bad. It was really bad. It was bad to where I had to tie her down to sleep because she would scratch herself and start bleeding.
Oh, in fact, if you look up those vaccine inserts, you'll see that eczema, rashes, all of those are.
Wasn't told to us.
But they don't tell you. They don't tell you any of the main side effects or what could happen, or like you said, read about. I mean, you just trust them so much that you just show up with your child.
Our son Michael was named after my brother.
The first year, he was
first year.
He was a very alert baby. He was very talkative. He was very, happy. He would smile a lot. He would love for you to look at him in the eyes.
It was like 18 months. It was after a round of vaccines. He would start doing this, like a tick, like this. And in Spanish, it's like, you say ansias, like you're like, oh, it's so cute. You just want to squeeze him and bite on him a little bit, It's
like he would just go like that and
turn his head. He would turn his head and do this. And then, but fairly quickly, I think both of us came to the conclusion that that's not cute anymore.
And then we started seeing a lot of other just motor skills not developing the way that they had been. He would babble for like 20 minutes at a time, like nonstop. And I used to say, I used to say, this kid is gonna talk nonstop, because he would do it as a baby. And I was saying, I can't wait for him to be, 1.5, 2, when he's just talking, he's not gonna, in Espanol I would say, no se va a callar. And little did I know it was going to be the other way around. And still, to this day, he's almost 6, and he's not able to verbally communicate.
About this time, I have one of my closest friends, George. He used to be, as they say, on the bench for Merck. He's a scientist, and he was in clinical development. He has 4 kids, and they didn't vaccinate any one of their kids.
And then Stephanie, his wife, being a nurse, and her telling me as a mother, I'm a nurse, I'm not vaccinating my kids. And George, telling us about his job and being involved with it and knowing what was going on, and he's like, I would never put this stuff on my kids.
And he's been called a crackpot, a kook. He's been called everything under the sun for speaking out and doing his
just like Barron reportedly got hurt by a vaccine, and then Trump's back, as he says, they're giving them too many.
Exactly, and they are. We have the most, our vaccine schedule for our kids is the largest in the free world. And we're ranked like 20th or 30th in infant mortality. It's pathetic.
The only country holds higher is South Korea. South Korea gives more and they have a higher. It's like 1 in 30 now have it. It's 1 in 58 here. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, it's causing autoimmune disorder where the brain swells up.
Exactly.
They won't even tell you, oh, your kid's convulsing at age 8, at 18 months after the shots today. Oh, give them Benadryl, because the hospital doesn't want to admit they did it. No. But all the nurses and all the doctors know.
They do know. And you find that the nurses and the doctors are the ones that don't vaccinate their kids. That's what you find, that they don't vaccinate their kids. And that's what really pisses me off. And then this article, they go to these health officials that are like, well, we need more vaccines. We don't know why this is happening. Maybe it's just the wrong strain. They also
call for arresting those of us that don't vaccinate because we're the reason they're getting sick. Unvaccinated statistically get sick less.
Well, the measles outbreak that happened, which is measles, mumps, and rubella, is this shot. We were finding that it was people who were vaccinated that were spreading the disease.
And they admitted in the article. And look, there's hundreds they want to make mandatory.
Yeah.
Already 40-something they're saying are mandatory. There's no law, but they're trying to pass laws.
Well, California, it's getting bad. That's the worst place right now. People are speaking out. People are fighting back. You'd think, maybe that's why a lot of people are moving to Texas now, because they don't like these vaccine laws. But not enough people are speaking out.
And again, this is not our opinion. If you're a new viewer, we know learned immunity is real. And if something's dangerous enough, you can take the risk of a vaccine. There's liability protection, secret courts for vaccine makers under national security since the 80s, since 82. It's a secret program. They are adding stuff. They've been caught all over the world, sterilizing, reducing fertility, causing women to have miscarriages, sterilants, you name it.
And, I'll say this, Alex. All my kids got the chicken pox. They're fine. They have lifelong immunity now.
It makes them stronger.
It does. We have an employee here whose daughter, he got his daughter vaccinated, and she was crying and all throughout the night, kept calling the doctor. Is she okay? She go, oh, that's normal. It's normal that they cry all night now after they get a shot. That's normal.
They say it's even normal not to talk a few days.
Exactly. That's all normal. Oh, he starts stumbling after they start walking.
He can't walk. Now they're saying in the news, it's normal you can't walk. And sometimes they quit breathing. Well, it's for the greater good.
I got one more little antidote. Back in 1990, I got the mumps, and I had the damn MMR vaccine. It doesn't work.
My uncle took a tetanus shot, almost killed him. My mother took a flu shot, almost died. She was a triathlete then, winning state championships, and on the UT Masters team, beating former Olympic athletes.
Read the damn
bye-bye swimming career when she took that shot at 40-something. We'll be back. I'm Alex Jones. Stay with us.
Read the end.
For all of recorded history, civilizations around the world praised the health benefits of silver. At InfoWars Life, our mission is to bring you the highest quality, purest, cleanest, effective colloidal silver on the market today for the lowest price available. You don't have to be a doctor to know. The fall and winter months are the most dangerous time of year in North America when it comes to you and your family's health. InfoWarsLife.com is very excited to announce our biggest run yet of Silver Bullet colloidal silver, exclusively available at InfoWarsLife.com. Now, InfoWarsLife.com has taken colloidal silver to the next level using a cutting-edge technique that is free of toxic artificial additives. Now more than ever, it's important to stock up on high-quality Silver Bullet from InfoWarsLife.com and to help others during Christmas by teaching them about the powerful benefits of silver. Secure your Silver Bullet today at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.